Hey guys, welcome. I am Jay Flatout, and one of my big goals for 2019 is going to be to kind of make my home garage more of a nice place to be. Not that it's bad now, but we have a bunch of just random stuff throughout the garage kind of piled on top of each other, and all these parts and all these projects I work on, everything just kind of gets piled up. So one of the things I want to do for 2019 is kind of invest a little bit in tool storage, in, basically just making this kind of a garage that you want to be in to do projects. I have a bunch more projects coming for the truck, detailing stuff, all kinds of stuff like that. And like I said, I want to have something more visually appealing for you guys to look at and easier for me to use. So the first thing I did was Black Friday, picked up this just kind of basic little workbench from Harbor Freight. They had it on a deal for like 75 bucks. Couldn't say no. It's kind of a pain in the butt to put together, but I don't really have a good work surface that I don't care about in terms of like working on something tabletop. I've got that stool that you just saw me sitting on, which I have a view to being able to, it's height adjustable, so I can bring it up like this and kind of work on stuff like this. There's a ton of different stuff. So I'm gonna finish putting together this workbench, and then I have some other great stuff coming, which is gonna make the garage really come together nicely, I think. So at this stage, I've got most of the workbench put together. It's not terrible, actually. The one that they had on display at Harbor Freight was kind of wobbly and shit, but this one, it sticks together pretty good. I am missing a couple of bolts to assemble the second drawer, but I'm glad I did that last because obviously that is the least important to me. My view with this is to arrange things like my chargers, things that I would usually just have sitting somewhere and have to pull them out, have them dangle, and then put them away. My view is to permanently or semi-permanently have a place for them on this workbench. You can see right here in the corner the light is on, so it gives you a decent light space. I'm gonna have chargers for my phone, for my computer, so I can be on my laptop if I'm watching another YouTuber do an install and following along, or just if I need to research something to tell you guys. So I think this is gonna be actually really useful. As you can see, I have my little stool at height. It's a little bit short for me if I was standing, but that's okay. As I said, we're gonna continue the install, and I'll check back in with you guys in a little bit. I'm incredibly anal and OCD when it comes to not seeing wires, not seeing anything like that. I want everything to look exactly like this, like it just belongs there. So I got to pick up some other things. Like I said, the second drawer, the bolts for the second drawer aren't there. I want to pick up some other things so I can put stuff on the pegboard. We got a lot to do. So usually I have all my tools in there, detailing supplies, stock parts, all this junk. I want to try to consolidate, and then we're gonna relocate this toolbox, take this workbench apart, and basically use all this wood on the ground to create some kind of wall storage and just make this a nicer environment to be in, especially since I film in here so much, and we can't park in here right now. So anyway, I'm gonna head to Ace Hardware, pick up the last of the hardware and some supplies to finish customizing that, and hopefully we'll have a mail call soon from various companies to also help us customize this workbench. So now that the drawers are all complete and I've got a couple of peg hook things to hang up, and I also got a bunch of hardware for anything that I want permanently attached to the pegboard. I haven't overcome the power solution yet, that's for later, but because these wood tops and this, you can see this is a little bit flimsy, and you know, when you push the drawers in and out, this is a little bit flimsy. I was initially gonna run some additional screws through the top, but I thought instead I'm gonna actually just epoxy it, because if this thing ever leaves this life, I'll just throw it away. You know, I don't need to save it, and if I ever move, you know, I can just transport it put together. But anyway, so what I'm gonna do is epoxy along this top ridge on the front and the back to add some rigidity to this top side. I'm also gonna run a line of epoxy in between the countertop and the metal, and of course epoxy adheres concrete, ceramic, metal, tile, wood, and more. So we should be okay. Then we can finally start customizing this thing.
3:28 a.m.
I've been working a little bit off camera and getting a lot of the little nitty-gritty things done, and I want to show you this because I'm pretty excited. So this is the back, and as you can see, I double side adhered this power strip, which obviously when it's up against the wall will hide all of these cables. This cable goes to the light up above. This goes to different chargers. Obviously this goes to the control panel for the aperture light. And as you can see, I put an absolute shitload of epoxy all over the place. So this thing is completely solid. And then the nice thing is on the front, you don't really see any wires whatsoever. I got my two little chargers sticking through here, which I can add more. This is plugged in, that's plugged in. The light above is plugged in, and oh, I spy, when we start doing tabletop reviews, I have a rotatable GoPro for overhead shots. So pretty excited about this. Now without the aperture light mounted cleverly on the side like that, if I have the garage door closed and the aperture light is off, this is what you get, a nice shadow over my face. You can kind of see the product. Obviously you'd be able to see it on the tabletop camera, so we're gonna start really looking at these products with a lot more intent than just throwing them on the truck. But you can't really see my face, you can't really see the product from this side. There's a label there. But with the aperture light, I am lovely in frame, and if I bring it in a little bit, ooh, Casey. And then of course we have the secondary view from above. This might be out of focus right now because I haven't looked at any of that footage yet. I do have a couple more items coming for the pegboard before it's complete, and those are gonna be really exciting. Also, like you can see my little lifted ram toy climbing the pegboard there. I think that's really nice to go with my CJC license plate frame. So anyway, that's it for me for now. I have to wait for the mail to come to complete this video. I decided to outfit the back of the workbench with a Adams Polishes mini swirl killer, as well as a Adams Polishes 15mm swirl killer. Now, these things are gonna come in very handy when applying new product, correcting swirl marks, obviously hence why it's called the swirl killer, and things of that nature. I decided to go with a black and red theme since we have the charger here, the red polisher holders, as well as the red bottle holder. Now these bottle holders and polisher holders and the polisher station that you'll see in a future video are very high quality. You know, I have a second one here that I haven't decided where to mount yet, and they're thick, they're not flimsy, they're good weight, and I really like how the Adams logo is kind of laser cut there, and the quality of the powder coating is outstanding. Incredibly blessed to work with Adams Polishes on this project, because without them, this pegboard would be completely bare. So very happy. I love the way it turned out, and you know, just have to figure out kind of what to put down here on the bottom. Now, this is just part one of this garage makeover. There is going to be a part two where we talk about the toolbox and things of that nature. So if you do like garages and being ultra organized and ultra OCD about how your garage is set up, make sure you subscribe, and there is going to be more coming. So I look forward to that. There's boxes and packaging everywhere right now, but I just want to show you how the garage looks. This side is way cleaner, obviously, and this is the toolbox that we're going to talk about in part two. Stay tuned for that, because this is going to be a big deal. But you know, I want to show you this view. The polisher station / workbench came out really, really nice, but we also built this. If you remember all the crap that was just piled up on this side before, well, we built this in a day. It's over here. There's the ladders and gardening stuff. Everything is put away, and then this toolbox is kind of like the woodworking section, and there's a bunch of spare wood we have, but absolutely transformed from how it looked before. One last point I want to make before we close the video out, and I'm very, very happy with where we're starting at, and super ready to change out this toolbox. But anyway, one thing I want to go over is, I know I'm kind of glossing over everything fast and not really going in depth into each specific item. That's because this is just kind of part one of the first episode of the series, and I'm not going to dive into everything in depth, make a 40-minute video. All of these things we will go over in future videos. So like I said 100 times, do subscribe, do follow along, tell me what you want to see, and things of that nature as we build out this garage more. Last but not least, for part one of the garage build kind of kit out is this. It is the Master Blaster available from Adams Polishes. Also, what it is, it's a heated 8 horsepower, basically air vortex creator. It is an air dryer for your car, for your truck, for your motorcycle, anything of that nature. I hate drying cars, even though the drying towels are very good quality and work very well. I hate it. You always miss spots, and this is going to hopefully fix that problem for me. So to close out part one of the video, we're going to test this out real quick. If you did enjoy this video, or you're interested in garage builds or anything like that, make sure you subscribe and like this video, because there is more to come, and it has to do with what's over my shoulder. If you've noticed what we've been doing and what's been in the background over here this whole video. So without further ado, let's test out the Master Blaster. It works. We'll see you next video.
Ryan Little.
Yoga.